Hi YouTube, this is Eric. I'm doing a follow-up on my transmission that's popping out of the range gear. The linkage that is in question that's connected to the range gear, since I have a hydrostatic, I've got an NX6010, is this gold linkage that's dead center. That is the only provision for adjustment. It's not bent. It's adjusted fine, and the pins are relatively tight. There's a little bit of play in it, but the play is not going to affect the way it's working. And this gold linkage is connected to a bell crank, which is connected directly to the range selection lever that is inside the cab. So let's go into the cab. Inside the cab, we've got the range, and what has happened with me, since I started paying attention to this, is since day one, this rascal has popped out of range. And I just presumed, well, it's a break-in teething problem, and I was pretty forgiving with the thing, and I've just been making sure when I stick it into a range that I feel like it's indexed, and I rock the tractor backwards and forwards kind of gently with the hydrostatic pedals to make sure I'm stuck in there. And occasionally it is popping out, and when it pops out, it's bang, and it's popping to the forward range. Now that I've been paying attention, it's popping forward, and it's only popped out a low once, and it can't pop out to the back, to the rear, so it has to pop forward. So it's popping out a range in the same direction. It's never, as best as I can remember, it's never popped out of the high range, only medium. So my thoughts are is that since this is a non-synchronized range selection gear, is that somewhere really early in its life, somebody just jammed this son of a gun into gear, and I would expect that there is something worn or a bent shift fork. I think there's only one fork that runs just one gear backwards and forwards, and that determines whether you're in low, medium, and high range. Anyway, that's my conjecture. I don't know for certain. What I can tell you is that there's not a whole lot in the manual about this at all, and I've poured over the diagrams, the parts diagrams. There's nothing bent. It's obviously that gold lever that would adjust the travel on this bell crank insofar as, is it set up on medium? And as you can see, it's right there. Low is right there, high is right there. So that's adjusted fine, nothing wrong. So I guess my thoughts are is I'm going to have to drop this off to the dealer. Even though I'm a mechanic, I don't really, I can duplicate this problem, I think, if I try, but I've been really trying not to duplicate it because every time it pops out of gear, it sounds evil. I'm like, but I suspect that this is going to keep going on until it's rectified, so I think it's time for me to pick up this tractor and drive it 150 miles to my dealer. Bummer.